volunteers where he can and mentors younger founders in his spare time. A lifelong fan of games, he's equally happy discussing deep Halo lore like the ancient Forerunner military strategies against the Flood, which some people find fascinating and others do not. Or getting lost in a good RTS like Age of Mythology or Anno 117. You'll often spot him at industry events, sporting his signature baggy hoodie and shorts, usually leaving with having slightly more energy drinks than is probably safe. He doesn't touch coffee just because he thinks it tastes like bird sadness. And that makes me sad, but I'm still gonna give it up for Sam March!
So how to job hunt without being weird, which is kind of a contradiction because I am quite weird. Sorry, I've got my notes up here. Oh no, I've got my notes down here. Oh, cool. Job hunting is actually one of my favourite topics to talk to people about. It sounds strange, but it's one of the things that people love to talk to me about as a recruiter. My name is Sam. Yep, thank you, Rick. And I work at Superglue. So Superglue is a specialist recruitment agency based in Australia. I'm in New Zealand, in Wellington, unfortunately. And I've been here about a year now, talked with all sorts of people, placed a bunch of different roles, and it's just been really awesome to work with people in the games industry. So, getting into job hunting. Look, I'm going to be real honest, life isn't fair. Sometimes the most charismatic person gets the job over the most talented one. But we want to make sure that you, the talented people, are also the charismatic people as well. And something to remember is that the first step isn't to get the job, it's to get the conversation. And if you think about them in small steps, it makes it a little bit easier about networking and talking to people and then eventually get a job. Oh no, I do have notes. Cool. Right, so if you are looking to get into the industry, or maybe you need a new job, you've lost a job, whatever, don't wait. Get around and talk to people as you can. Networking is actually really big, and I don't like to call it networking. I kind of refer to it as, making friends, because we're all in the same industry. It's really fun to be able to talk to people about things that you're passionate about, and everyone in this room, I assume, is very passionate about games. So get out there and talk to them. Don't wait. Add them on LinkedIn while I'm talking if you want. If there's that person that you've been wanting to chat to, add them now. Reach out, say hi. That's what I do. Do you know what I do for every person that I add? I say, what games are you playing this weekend? Because I need new ones. I don't, but it's a good conversation starter. I told this to my partner before I spoke, and she was like, that's not funny. The other thing as well is that it's always less awkward to connect before you need something from someone, rather than going, old mate, and being like, hey, I need a job. And they're like, who are you? They know you, and they understand your experiences, your strengths, your weaknesses to a degree, and it makes it a little bit easier. Also, Kiwis, want to help other Kiwis is what I've found. Not everyone's like that, but, in general, most people want to be able to help you. And it's such a small industry, so, you're going to know a lot of people eventually if you want to keep working in it for 10, 20, 30 years. What else? CVs. It is actually more than a PDF or a Word document or whatever file type that you want. But getting out there and putting that face to a name, and this does not include putting a photo on your CV, okay? It is actually getting out there and talking to people, and when they see your name, they know who you are. Okay, if you want to build it, yeah, cool. If you want to build a great CV, use tools like Canva, Google Docs to write a list of everything that you've ever done, ever, of all time. For me, it was really hard because I've worked in many different industries, and keeping it simple, which is another key piece, is quite difficult, but yeah, try and keep it simple and to the point. You can have more than one CV and portfolio. So character artists have a character portfolio. Sorry, the mic's over here. Have a character portfolio, a creature portfolio if you do that as well for artists. If you do Unity programming and you want a GitHub for that, great. If you do Unreal, have a separate one. Avoid photos, birth dates as well. Even if people say they're not biased, a lot of them are, even if subconsciously. And you can use all available tools to be able to create your portfolio, your CVs. If you're not great at wordsmithing, there are tools available out there that can help you. There are people that can help you. A lot of it for free. Oh wait, can I go back? Professional emails, please. One of my good friends from school, he was called Samrat, and his email was samratrules@hotmail.com. He didn't get the first job, but he's a doctor now, so it's fine. Last bit for the CVs is tasks to outcomes. So most hiring managers don't want to know the tasks, they want to know the outcomes. Using a formula like applied skill to task which resulted in outcome. So this might look like use C# optimization techniques on physics engine, resulting in a 15 FPS boost on mobile devices. That probably sounded like gibberish. I don't know. Whatever. You get the idea. If you're interested in talking to me about those sort of things afterwards, like come and have a chat. Oh yeah, and if you want these slides afterwards, I know this is 15 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, networking, yep, you all know this sort of stuff, hopefully. It is a huge deal. I just cannot stress this enough. It is massive. Your digital work is your currency, and it is quite a small market, so your personality is it's your security. One of the things that I quite like is physical, like CVs. I don't like being sent them, but I like it as an idea, like being able to give them to people. Business cards with a portfolio link on it, a QR code, these kind of things. Lots of hiring managers get sent digital messages these days. Physical things are quite nice occasionally. And yeah, the goal, humanize your application. So you are the person behind the piece of paper. So you want them to see that. Soft skills. So you're stuck in a room with the same people for 40 hours a week. You really want to know that you're going to work well with someone. And in an interview, I think I'll talk about this a little bit later, but it's technical skills is assumed because otherwise you wouldn't have had the interview. HR hiring managers, not all the time, but hopefully most of the time, they are looking for, are you a team player or are you just like a brilliant jerk? Most communication is non-verbal. So if you look bored, defensive, arrogant, there's no amount of amazing work that will save you. A lot of the time, recruiters, hiring managers, for my role in particular, I look for things like coachability, being able to take critique, not your person, but like the work side of things, and then build upon what you have done, like taking the feedback on and building on it. Can you do that? So again, around networking, like going to local events and pitching yourself is a great way of starting these, learning these body language signals. So figuring out what you do with other people. Like, I look really relaxed right now, but I'm not. I'm actually really shitting myself. But I'm just so chill. Yeah. Toastmasters is another good one if you don't want to go to your local meetups. I've not been, but I've heard that they're good. Yeah. That was a terrible pitch for Toastmasters. Cool. Okay. Applying for advertised roles. Yeah, I know you can shotgun out your CVs. Great, cool. Yeah, if you want to do that, fine. Whatever. A lot of the time, it's very noticeable when I see someone that has put a bit of effort into talking about, I put out jobs that are for the person, people in the audience will know this, a job in the UK, and I had a lot of applications from places like India or New Zealand or Australia. And I said in the job application it was for the UK, or another job I had in Toronto. They just didn't listen. So I knew that they hadn't really read it. They had just seen maybe the title and then sent off their CV. And usually I won't take them forward. And I know it's a really big topic to talk about, and I'm just like, please don't hate me. But you can use AI to audit your work if you're not. Oh, thank you. 5 minutes, everyone. Yeah, you can use AI to audit your work, but yeah, like it's very obvious when you do use it to write your whole thing. So review it. And another thing that's got me a couple of jobs is finding the hiring manager's name and then putting that at the top. That impressed one of them, and I got hired, and that was really cool. This says 5 minutes 50. Okay. What else we got? Now, before an interview or before putting in an application, something that you can do that not a lot of folks do is call the studio, find the hiring manager's name, see if you can talk to them, or email them or LinkedIn message them. Maybe have a question that would be really cool. So I have a pending offer, blah, 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 more aligned to you. What's your time frame? That sounds really wanky, but it's quite important because it puts your name out there in front of them. They've actually spoken to you before in an interview, or they've even looked at the CVs, which is a really powerful tool. I think 80% of people will never call is the stat that I found, but 69% of statistics are made up, so who knows? Yeah, big move on this one is trying to get in front of them before they do the sifting of the CVs and whatnot. Prep for the interview, checking LinkedIn for the people that are interviewing you, see what they do, see what they like, if they post about dogs, cats, whatever, I don't know, what games they play, don't talk about the weather, please. Yeah, it's also not like an interrogation. It is a two-way thing. So, try and ask them like really good questions. I've actually got some good questions coming up that you can ask that we'll get into. But at the end of the interview, send a thank you. Just say, it was really great to meet everyone, blah, blah, blah. Hope to talk again soon. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but, it's always a nice thing to do. And they should be doing that as well, actually. But questions. 5 killer questions for the interviewer. This was a Mario font I found. I was really happy with that. So my favorite one is the success in 12 months. That helps the hiring manager visualize you in that role. Again, another powerful tool, kind of like psychology or something like that, I don't know. But it does really work because they will think about you in the role as opposed to someone else, and that could help with your application. Last takeaways, 3 minutes to go. Is it 3 minutes? Sweet. So, yeah, smashing out all of those applications generally doesn't work. And I've been in the same situation. I've been made redundant twice now, and it's really difficult, and then finding a job, very stressful. Networks actually helped me. The 2 jobs that I've had after my layoffs were because I knew the CEOs. Yeah. So that was, it was either luck or, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, getting lots out there is not necessarily a good strategy. If that isn't working for you and you are doing that, maybe change it. Focusing on your network, your ability to communicate, that value that you bring. And last thing is the New Zealand games industry is really small. If you're talented, proactive, and a good egg, you're going to be all right eventually. So good luck, have fun, don't die. Oh, and that's my LinkedIn thing. I don't know if you want to connect. You can if you want. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'll jump outside and do some questions and whatnot now.